What is good? Diamond Dynasty, baby. Y'all already know what's going on in this video today. Man, as you guys can tell by the title of the video, what we're going to be reacting to today. Shout out to The Truth Is. Go subscribe to his channel. The link will be at the top of the description. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their Aunt Jemima, tell their Uncle Joey, still a hoe. Let's get right into the video, man. Let's see what's going on with this. I seen The Truth Is make a post about this yesterday, and I was waiting on this video to drop, man. So yeah, this is about Travis Scott not being able to do his show in the pyramids because I don't know if it was like the Egyptian government or something like that wasn't having it, because they said that his performance was like a ritual, like a demonic thing, right? So let's get into the video, man. Let's see what's going on.
I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Travis Scott's upcoming performance in Egypt. Let's get right into it. In the last few years, we have been seeing a change happening right in front of our faces. Ever since 2020, the world has become darker, and what was once hidden is now being done in the open. For years, people have speculated about the industry's involvement with Freemasonry and the occult. These speculations have grown more and more as things only seem to become more obvious. These past 3 years have been showing the masses what's really going on.
This nigga's riding a Baphomet. Do y'all see that?
To become more obvious. These past 3 years have...
Do y'all see this? I've never seen this before, bro. This nigga is riding the Baphomet.
Been showing the masses what's really going on.
It's crazy.
And sadly, most of the world still remains asleep. If you have been watching my channel since the very beginning, then you should know I have made it clear that the Freemasons are the ones running the show. They are the ones who created America. Things are the way they are because the Masons have built it this way. They are working towards a new world order. And sadly, I believe we have arrived in it. If you take a look around, you can see the change with your own eyes. You can spot the devil everywhere. There has been many things happening that you would think would wake up the masses. Over the last few months, we spoke...
I want to say this too, though. I want to speak to both sides of this. We also cannot discredit all the beautiful things that are happening in this life. I know it sounds corny as shit. I'm not trying to sound corny. I'm just keeping it real, man. Even though there is a lot of demonic shit and we see more dark shit out in this world, right? There's also still dope ass fucking people with dope ass energy out here. People who are waking the fuck up to the truth, right? People whose eyes are opening for the first time, who never would have thought about it before, or maybe thought that this shit was weird before. Now they're opening their eyes and seeing that there really is something more than the bullshit that you see on the surface, right? People are thinking deeper. Just because we see a lot of darkness, we see even more light as well. So I just want to make sure that you guys know that. I like to come on these videos and also let you guys know that, hey, even though there's fucked up shit going on in this world, bruh, it's still a choice for you to live in that world or live in your own, create your own world within yourself that can protect and shield you from all of this shit, right? As long as you have that connection with God and connection to yourself, you're going to be fine. Because even after this world, you're going to be all right because your soul is going in the right place, right? Your journey is going to continue no matter what happens on this 3D plane.
Talk about many different instances where it was clear the devil was being worshipped. Not long ago, we spoke about the Brazilian carnival that featured a man dressed up as Jesus being dragged by a man dressed up as a demon. They also had giant floats of Lucifer himself being celebrated while God was being mocked. We also recently spoke about the Satanic Temple hosting the largest satanic event ever, with hundreds of people showing up to not only worship the devil, but to perform unbaptisms. The Satanic Temple was even approved to host a satanic after-school program for kids in schools. They invited the devil into our schools, and no one did anything about it. We also saw Sam Smith literally performing a satanic ritual on stage for a crowd of thousands at this year's Grammy Awards. The very same award show where Jay-Z was mocking Christ, reenacting the Last Supper, and calling himself God. We also saw Kendrick Lamar pushing the Antichrist imagery, mocking Christ. All of this imagery was clear as day, showing the world what is unfolding right in front of us. All of what I mentioned falls short compared to what happened in Houston on November 5th, 2021.
What's that?
We all remember the Astrofest event, one of the most open satanic rituals the world has ever seen. On that night, several people...
that boy was up there possessed, man. He couldn't do shit about what was going on in the crowd. That nigga was out of there.
While thousands were scarred for life. This event was all led by the obvious occultist Travis Scott. When all of this happened, I broke down the entire concert and showed that this was an obvious mass ritual offering led by Travis Scott and the Freemasons. Everything about this event pointed to it being an occult ritual. The promo flyer for the event was this image here. You can obviously tell this flyer is full of Masonic imagery. The image shows two hands with an eye on each hand, showing the one-eye symbolism. The hands seem to be hypnotizing and luring people into the portal. On the left side of the image, we can see a drawing of people entering a portal on one side and coming out the other side with horns on their heads. On the same side of the image, on the bottom left, you can see where it states, "Open your eyes to a whole new universe." On the bottom of the flyer, you can spot several pentagrams, and on the right edge of the flyer in small print, you can spot the phrase, "See you on the other side." The flyer alone was telling the world what this Astrofest was going to be before it even happened, luring souls to the other side. When the performance began, it became obvious pretty quickly bad things were going to happen. Travis Scott was on a stage that was designed like the portal shown on the flyer. Travis was also wearing a shirt that displayed the drawing of the people entering the portal and coming out with horns. In the center of the portal on stage, the phrase, "See you on the other side," was displayed. When the performance started, things went left quickly, and witnesses reported seeing people pass out of nowhere. In the blink of an eye, chaos erupted, and things went from bad to worse. Everybody started to run in fear trying to evacuate, and people reported Travis Scott continuing the performance even after he was made aware of all.
I mean, he honestly was demon possessed, I think, you know, when he was up there with the weird ass auto-tune singing and shit, the dude was possessed.
All the chaos. He was allegedly heard telling the crowd to keep the performance going, reminding them this is what they were there for. According to many who were there and experienced it firsthand, Travis Scott kept the concert going no matter what. All of the symbolism leading up to this event showed exactly what this event was going to be, a mass ritual offering. After all of this happened, most of the masses were outraged with Travis and felt he not only needed to be canceled, but arrested. Travis came out and gave a vague apology and didn't take any blame for anything, which made things even worse. Everyone saw right through his apology, except for his nearest fans. Travis and those who hosted the event were being sued by many families as they felt Travis and others were responsible. It's obvious all the backlash was expected, as they knew the masses would react that way. Travis would end up taking a step back until all the backlash faded, which it eventually did. After the Astrofest event, people felt for sure Travis was done. But this isn't at all what happened. Fast forward to August 2022, Travis was back performing, and the masses had not only moved past the Astrofest, but were convinced Travis had nothing to do with the matter. Even though he was used to conduct this obvious ritual, people felt that he was innocent. They started blaming the security at the event and not the man hosting it, disregarding the fact that he basically branded his entire event with this theme. Now in 2023, hip-hop fans have forgotten about Astrofest and have once again fallen under Travis manipulation. A couple weeks back, it was reported that all criminal charges were dropped against Travis Scott regarding Astrofest.
Y'all gotta understand that they protect their own, yo. You know? They're going to protect the people who are doing exactly what they want them to do. And they're going to tear down the people who are going against the agenda. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be, you know.
He was no longer being seen liable for what happened at the event, even though he was the one running the show. I predicted this back in 2021. I said then he would not face any consequences for his actions. Shortly after all the charges were dropped, Travis would reveal to the world on July 9th via his Instagram page that he would make his official comeback in Egypt at the pyramids, hosting his Utopia event.
Trying to do another motherfucking ritual, bruh. The motherland is not having that shit.
28th. When I saw this, I was shocked to say the least. I already knew exactly what Travis was planning. Travis was going to Egypt to finish the Masonic ritual he started at Astrofest at the pyramids. You almost can't believe how obvious this is. We know the Masonic puppets worship the all-seeing eye, modeled after the pyramids, so it's eye-opening to see Travis going directly to the source to perform his next rite.
And you know they say the pyramids, some of them have like energetic portals in there too. So niggas probably would start disappearing and all types of shit in them fucking pyramids.
This is confirming he is a Masonic puppet, serving the Masonic agenda. I started researching into this Utopia event, and what I have found is truly alarming. The first thing that caught my attention was obviously the location. he is performing at the literal ancient pyramids. The next red flag was the date of the event chosen. It was chosen for a reason. July 28th marks the 630th day since the Astroworld festival. We know how big numbers are to the Masons, and this date was chosen for a dark purpose. If you flip 630, you get 036 or 36, which represents 666. I know they chose this day because of the ritual done during the Astrofest. This is the honoring ritual, where they receive the reward for their offering. The next red flag is the name of the event, Utopia. Utopia actually has two meanings. One definition, which means a paradise, but the actual meaning comes from ancient Egypt, and it means no place. Travis Scott's promo flyer for his upcoming Utopia event reveals to me he is not referring to a paradise with the Utopia name, but he is using the Latin definition, no place, instead. We can see what appears to be evidence of this on the top right corner of the flyer, where we see the phrase, Utopia is wherever you are.
And you can take that one or two ways too, because Utopia, like, when you think of Utopia, you think of paradise, right? And it is true that you can have Utopia anywhere, just like you can be in a depressed state anywhere. Wherever you go, there you are. So it doesn't matter. Like, that's why some rich-ass people, they can still be in hell, living in hell, because it's all a mindset, right? Just because you have nice things does not mean that you're living in Utopia in your mind, right? And just because you're on the street homeless doesn't mean that you can't be living in Utopia. It's crazy. It's all a mindset, yo.
Which obviously refers to Utopia not being a place at all. Looking at the flyer, we can spot sunset imagery. And in the occult world, this symbolizes the completion of a cycle and the refers to Utopia not being a place at all. Looking at the flyer, we can spot sunset imagery. And in the occult world, this symbolizes the completion of a cycle and the end to the proceedings. After the sun set, the world is exposed to the darkness. This is two things. One, obvious occult sun worship. And two, representing the completion of a ritual. On the flyer, we can see the sun setting as the red sky darkens. This event will be the completion of his ritual done during Astrofest 630 days ago. I'm not the only person who is pointing this out as a ritual. As Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions, the organization in charge of issuing permits for these events, is trying to prevent the Utopia event at the pyramids from happening. On Sunday, July 16th, Egyptian lawyer Amar appeared on Memory TV, an Egyptian channel, to reveal to the world that he is representing Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions in a lawsuit against Travis Scott. He states that they have tried everything in their power to stop this event from happening.
حفل مغني الراب الأمريكي ترافيس سكوت، ولماذا كل هذا الجدل؟
هذا المطرب له خلفية سوداء، معروف عنه إنه من أشد الداعمين لحركة الماسونية العالمية ومنظمة الأفروسنتريك المناهضة للهوية المصرية والتراث المصري. طبعا
They don't want no parts of that shit, man. None.
اتخذنا كافة الإجراءات القانونية لمنع إقامة هذا الحفل، لأن هذا الحفل اتعود مغني الراب الأمريكي على إن هو يمارس في كافة الطقوس والممارسات الشيطانية. سلامة المواطنين المصريين أغلى عندنا من إن إحنا نقيم حفل عشان خاطر
As you heard for yourself, this organization that's in charge of providing permits for this event is openly calling out Travis Scott as a Freemason. They clearly stated that they are aware of Travis Scott performing satanic rites at his performance. For those who don't know what a rite is, it means a ritual. They said Travis Scott is trying to spread the global Masonic agenda. Interestingly enough, in the video while talking about Travis Scott, they also showed Young Thug, another Freemason I have exposed. Young Thug is an open Freemason, and he admits this, so it shows this organization is truly against Masonry. The lawyer makes it clear Travis Scott and his Masonic rituals are not welcomed at the pyramids. Egypt is actually one of the few countries that banned Freemasonry because of what it represents. Egypt's president Nazar banned Freemasonry.
I want to go visit Egypt so bad, yo.
Masonry all the way back in 1964. They made it clear They don't want the Masonic agenda in their country. Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions are trying to stop the event, but Live Nation, a Masonic-owned company, is denying that the event will be cancelled. Even though it was reported that Egypt revoked the permits for the performance, Live Nation is still guaranteeing the event would happen. All the big media companies are trying to cover this up, calling it all satanic panic and denying that the event has been cancelled. This Los Angeles Times article calls the situation a case of satanic panic and doesn't even mention the Freemasons once in the article. This is a big red flag, letting you know a media company is covering things up when they avoid mentioning the Freemasons, even though they were called out by name. They also claim that the show being cancelled is all false rumors and that the event is still happening.
Yeah, he's still promoting it on his page. He still has to post up saying that he'll be live at the pyramids. Go get your tickets at TravisScott.com.
This is a lie. Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions, who are in charge of approving permits for these type of events, is suing Travis Scott because of Travis trying to host the event even without permits. Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions actually stated, based on research and documented information about strange rituals at Travis concerts that are inconsistent with our authentic societal values and traditions, the board of directors has decided to cancel the license issued to host this type of concert that contradicts the cultural identity of the Egyptian people. So all the media outlets that are claiming this is all a lie are the ones that are actually lying. It's important.
That's crazy. I'm on TravisScott.com right now, y'all, and says create your own Utopia. Let me see if they got the tickets on here.
Important to keep an eye on these media organizations, as we just caught them trying to hide the truth. There's a big chance this event might still happen. The reason being the Freemasons are the ones behind the event, and they're the ones calling the shot. And even though the Freemasons are banned in Egypt, we know the Masons have influence everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they secretly infiltrated Egypt as well. I stand with Egypt's Syndicate of Musical Professions. Travis should not perform ever again, especially not at the pyramids. These are cultists are playing with the fate of the world. They are starting something that won't end well. Even if they don't manage to get this show canceled, I see this as a victory for our movement. Every one of us should be happy for this. We are finally seeing some change. We must not let this story be hidden or changed like they're trying to do with their media. We need to spread this information all across the internet so more people know the truth.
Tickets on here you can still buy, y'all. The amount of pull that these, elites have to be able to make shit like this happen and rituals happen like this is crazy. Let me know how y'all feel in the comment section down below. We all know Astroworld was crazy as hell. I just hope it doesn't go like Astroworld. Anybody who wants to go to a Travis Scott concert after Astroworld, y'all are out of your minds. Hopefully this is not going to end up like an Astroworld Part 2. Hopefully they do successfully cancel the shit. If they're not able to though, I hope nobody gets hurt. Make sure that you're doing all you can do to stay connected to God, working on your relationship with God and all of that stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? All of this shit is interesting to hear about and interesting to entertain, but at the same time, like, you just got to know what's most important and focus your energy and attention on that, right? Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their aunt, your mama, tell their Uncle Joe. We still a hard. We'll see you guys in the next motherfucking video, and I love y'all, man. Peace. We out, baby.